Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to explore a powerful and dramatic moment in American history. Our presentation is titled, A Bold Plan for Freedom, Betrayed by Fate and Fear That Changed America Forever. We'll be focusing on the 1800 slave uprising that rocked Virginia, Gabriel's rebellion. Over the next few slides, I'll guide you through the events, the people involved, and the lasting impact of this daring attempt at liberation. So, let's dive into this compelling story. Let me tell you about Gabriel, a truly remarkable figure. He was known for his extraordinary courage and sharp intellect, qualities that set him apart. Despite being born into bondage on Brookfield Plantation in Henrico County, Virginia, in 1776, he found ways to demonstrate his leadership and resilience. Gabriel worked in the Richmond foundries, where he not only contributed through his skilled blacksmith work, but also traveled freely, earning partial wages, an impressive feat for someone in his position. He was over 6 feet tall and bore scars from past acts of resistance, which served as a testament to his brave spirit. Gabriel was literate and highly skilled as a blacksmith, which was a rare privilege for someone enslaved at that time. All these elements, the courage, the skill, and the resilience, highlight his role as a leader among the enslaved community. Today, we remember Gabriel not just as an individual, but as a symbol of resistance and leadership. His story is a powerful reminder of the fight for freedom and dignity, even under the most difficult circumstances. Let's explore how the idea of negotiating for abolition took a bold turn through strategic hostage-taking. The plan involved holding Governor Monroe hostage to leverage negotiations. It wasn't just about making demands. It was about creating a situation where the enslaved population could take action. The idea was to organize a mass uprising with the goal of capturing key sites like the Armory and demanding their freedom. One of the main targets was Richmond, which was a strategic and symbolic location. Virginia's enslaved population was heavily concentrated around Richmond, about 40%, which made this area particularly significant for a rebellion. This movement was inspired by the revolutionary ideals sweeping through America, France, and Haiti, those promises of liberty and equality that fueled hopes for change. These revolutionary ideals ignited a revolutionary spirit among the enslaved people, inspiring them to develop a plan that could challenge the existing system. So, in essence, this slide shows how the revolutionary spirit wasn't just about distant ideas. It directly motivated a bold and strategic plan to fight for freedom through revolutionary action. This slide highlights the strategic decision to protect potential allies and those who were non-slaveholders. By doing so, the plan aimed to avoid unnecessary violence and secure support from groups like free blacks, Quakers, Methodists, and possibly poor whites. These groups, despite their differences, united in a common cause, forming a diverse alliance. Their goal was to launch a simultaneous uprising, capture key sites, and force political change. To carry out this plan, they prepared musket balls in secret, and Gabriel himself, along with his brother Solomon, forged weapons from scythe blades, showing resourcefulness and determination. Key centers like Richmond, Petersburg, and Norfolk were targeted because controlling these locations could significantly impact the course of the rebellion. Across 10 counties and cities, hundreds of individuals were recruited to participate, demonstrating the widespread support for the conspiracy. This network was central to the bold plan, a march on Richmond, which was not just about rebellion, but about challenging the oppressive system and sparking change from within. This strategy underscores how careful planning and alliances played a crucial role in the overall movement for freedom. Now, moving on to the key events that unfolded on August 30, 1800. As the storm raged through central Virginia, it was more than just a weather event. It played a crucial role in shaping what happened next. The severe thunderstorm flooded streets and roads, making movement difficult and adding chaos to the situation. This unexpected natural obstacle actually delayed the planned uprising, giving authorities more time to respond. It's a perfect example of how unpredictable forces of nature can influence human history. This storm, often called the storm that changed history, underscores how a combination of natural events and human actions can alter the course of events in profound ways. Gabriel fled to Norfolk, trying to escape the chaos, but unfortunately he was captured and brought back to Richmond. Once there, the trials moved forward under a 1692 statute that eliminated juries, which meant justice was often swift and merciless. Many others involved in the conspiracy were not so lucky. They were sold away or imprisoned. One of the conspirators, overwhelmed by the situation, took his own life in jail, an act of desperation and despair. Meanwhile, some informants like Tom and Pharaoh were granted their freedom, likely because they cooperated with authorities. However, for Gabriel and others like him, the consequences were severe. They were executed by hanging for their involvement in the conspiracy. This period marked a brutal chapter in the aftermath of the events, with arrests, trials, and executions happening rapidly, reflecting the intense fear and suspicion of that time. So this slide highlights how justice was carried out swiftly and ruthlessly, leaving a lasting impact on the community and illustrating the harsh realities of the witchcraft hysteria. Now, even though Governor Monroe and Thomas Jefferson privately expressed concern about how severe the executions were, the crackdown on dissent continued across the South. It's important to see how these actions reflected the tense atmosphere of the time. Meanwhile, Federalists launched attacks on Democratic Republicans, accusing them of supporting French revolutionary ideals, which they painted as dangerous and radical. This period was really marked by what we call political weaponization, where fears and accusations were used to shape public opinion and policy. This entire situation fueled paranoia, especially as the 1800 presidential campaign approached. The fear of uprising or unrest seemed to influence political strategies and rhetoric. White Americans' fears even intensified, leading Virginia and other nearby states to restrict education, assembly, and the movement of both enslaved and free black people. These laws were harsh and aimed at controlling potential sources of rebellion or dissent. All of these developments, these fears, laws, and political battles, had significant social and political impacts. They shaped the early republic's approach to security, civil liberties, and race relations, which are key themes in understanding the broader context of this era. His courage truly fueled future resistance movements and the ongoing struggle against oppression. You can see how his bravery inspired generations to stand up for justice and equality. It also highlighted the glaring hypocrisy of American liberty coexisting with slavery, something that starkly contradicted the ideals many claimed to uphold. Gabriel became more than just a figure of the past. He turned into an enduring icon of the fight for justice and equality for all people. His planned flag, echoing Patrick Henry's revolutionary cry, symbolized that ongoing demand for freedom and exposed the contradictions at the very foundation of America. It was a powerful reminder that the fight for liberty wasn't just about independence from Britain, but also about facing the injustices within our own country. Ultimately, Gabriel's legacy stands as a symbol of resistance and courage, an enduring reminder of how one person's bravery can ignite change and challenge the status quo. His story encourages us to continue striving for a world where freedom and justice truly belong to everyone. Let's take a closer look at the planned routes depicted here. These routes converged on Richmond's strategic sites, carefully chosen to maximize both impact and control. As you can see, there was a widespread conspiracy spanning a significant region, involving 10 counties in total. This wasn't just isolated activity, it was a coordinated effort across a broad area. Within this network, there were additional recruitment zones and support networks established around Petersburg and Norfolk, which served to bolster the overall operation. The primary targets of this conspiracy included key locations like the Capitol, the Armory, and the governor's residence, places central to the government's power and control. Richmond itself was Gabriel's home base and a crucial recruitment center, making it the nerve center of the entire plan. Henrico County also played an important role as part of this network, supporting the movement and logistics. If you look at this map of Gabriel's conspiracy, it visually ties all these elements together. showing how the routes, targets, and support zones interconnected in a carefully coordinated effort. Understanding this layout helps us grasp the scale and strategic planning behind the conspiracy, which was designed to challenge authority at multiple critical points across the region. This slide reminds us of a call that still resonates today: death or liberty. Gabriel's fight for freedom is a powerful reminder that the struggle for liberty has always been universal and relentless. It's not just a historical event, it's part of a broader human desire for freedom that continues to inspire us. Gabriel's story urges us to confront the legacy of slavery and recognize that the quest for freedom is ongoing. His courageous effort was a carefully planned uprising, one that revealed just how fragile the grip of slavery was in Virginia. It shows us that even in the face of immense danger, the desire for liberty can lead to brave actions. And while Gabriel's rebellion was near success, it ultimately underscored the importance of perseverance in the fight against oppression. Remembering Gabriel's rebellion reminds us that the pursuit of justice and freedom is a continuous journey, one that demands courage, resilience, and a collective commitment to challenge injustice wherever it exists.